Ha! My friend. You've returned once more. Did you know, in the sprawl, the oceans have risen 70 meters, but they stand perched on the beaches, sort of held back by a massive psychic wall. The water's all gray. But because time stopped at 0000 END, the consequences of those higher sea levels sort of just remain in stasis. We could go to the beach and play frisbee. And stare at the 70-meter wall if we want to. And you can even drive there in a car. If you bring me the blue pages, there might be a chance for me to escape to your world. But for the moment, I'm doing the thing that I was doing when the clock struck 0, playing video games. And today we're playing more of Disco Elysium. I like that he walks around with a crowbar and some garden gloves on. There don't seem to be negative consequences. In fact, you get, like, skill bonuses for just walking around with garden gloves on, which I guess is true. Sorry. In real life, as well as in the fiction of this game. If you have garden gloves on, it could be easier for you to, like, catch a squid or something, you know? Heck is a classic textual expression of being drunk. I first encountered it in the Ultima series. I think in Ultima, like, 7, and it would happen in UO, the online, the MMO game as well. You'd do a little bow animation and your character would go hick and it would be involuntary. Cop spirit. I don't want to be a cop in this game. The dynamic of, like, look really close at it before committing to a decision, it does feel a little conspicuous to me. I like that Kim is Batman and I'm Robin. Yeah. Okay, tell me about the revolution. He hates having to talk to me about, like, things that I should know, if not for my amnesia. I don't think that Kim believes that my character has amnesia. He just sort of grudgingly entertains it. Oh, so right, with that plastic bag, which I took from this spinner, I guess I just stole it. we can collect bins from dumpsters, like bottles and stuff, to get a little bit of money. Oh yeah, you can have these like interactions with objects in your city. Graffito, they call it, which is like cute, I think. I like the idea that it's graffito. It's probably from just like another place or language that I don't know about, but it's new to me. Could be like Spanish, you know. Portuguese. I'm not gonna shake my head about vandalism, that's tacky. Well, okay, I guess I'm gonna do it. I want to get all the options. I want to express myself, but I also want to express myself to the highest quantity the game will allow me, which usually means doing every flavor of response, even if it's not one that I want my character to do. So I almost appreciate when the game makes me pick one and commit to it, just so that I don't have that other dialogue option sitting there. Usually if it's trivial stuff like that, it'll just let you do every possible response that your character can have. Whereas the gated ones are like for serious situations, I guess. Oh man, can I afford 25 real for this? Yeah, probably we'll get some experience points. Maybe we'll find our eyeball in there or something. I don't know. Or maybe we'll just get ripped off. That'd be funny too. Half sunken sea fort. Aw, birch tree. Aw. Wow, it's nice that we got to see a little building. I could buy some books. I bet the books manifest as like these ongoing research projects that you can take on in this game. I guess your character sort of reads it in the background while you're not playing. Cute bird. Maybe it's not a bird. We're not gonna get into that discussion. I don't think my audience is gonna understand that discussion. I guess it's kind of an inside joke. Hey, I'm on the other side of here now. Let's freak out this traumatized child.
Come to slit my throat in my pigs come to take me out. Trying to snuff me out.
Yeah, let's just take that money. Ooh, some magnesium. Why am I looking at this one? I can try to figure out why I'm looking at the wall, which is something that I do personally in my real life as well. And I would agree that you have about a 3% chance of figuring out why in any kind of constructive way. Hey, let's roll them. Ah. Try that check, I guess, if we ever have way more skill levels later. Plenty. This is a really cute looking greenhouse. I'm into it. I want to get in there. A bum hat. Okay. Ooh, and some Nosafed, which I'll just immediately snort because my character. I usually make this poor cop do incredibly foolish things, like just stub his toe on a big metal machine for no good reason, just to see what it'll do, and then his health goes down. It's a hard life for him. He's very impulsive. Okay, how about in here? Ah. Well, can I talk to him from... Oh.
Not looking for any trouble, officer. I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie, if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
The god of cigarettes and youth.
Apologies, but this is my last one.
Oh, I need absolute... This is something that I really like that this game does. Some of your different brain impulses can be very poetic. And normally when you have like a poetic thought, you wouldn't immediately shout it out loud to someone who has no hope of understanding it. But in this game, you get to over and over again.
Absolution?
I need absolution.
I don't know that brand. I'm pretty sure you can get Astras at the Fritz.
That's like a funny, good enough joke, right?
I'm not sure that's a good idea. I'm not throwing anything.
Oh, but on the plus side, I'm about to make a breakthrough in race theory, advanced race theory, so...
As you wish. Is it really that important? Alright, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run.
Huh, another police. That's... What a strange impulse for authority, like... Right, if you're an authority person, your Sunday friends are just people that you celebrate sports with, but obviously if you're in this guy's scene, your Sunday friend is probably someone you're fucking, you know. But I like that that's correlated with like the idea of authority versus electrochemistry. Like, what a strange dialectic to set up there. Is authority not electrochemical? I guess it's not. You know, most of the laws of power really require you to let go of feeling, right? Pretend to drink the wine, but don't drink the wine. I need more rhetorical skill, maybe. Okay. Oh, so now that I've failed it, it's like, it's nice that it's still kind of, it's like a no with a but. It doesn't just abort the interaction. Um, so I get to like perform something really silly now. It's like, that's like kind of funny. You could definitely, you could do that one. Part of your brain is always like watching that cigarette. One moment. Okay. Right, the muscular type. No. Oh, that's a graphic. Okay. God, I guess I can just forget this at some point too, huh? Well, great. It's really unfortunate that the dock strike sort of union guy is also like a huge racist. I wonder if that was true of the strike in Gdansk. I don't quite recall. Alright, well. I can't get in from here either, can I? Doesn't seem like it. So this whole area is like kind of a bust unless I can find some alternative way. Ugh. This scene is very upsetting, you know? These... Yeah. I mean, I guess it's not... It's not upsetting in the way that AAA games tend to be upsetting. Where it's like, yeah, we're gonna show you an intense war-torn situation by having you shoot, like, 85 people. But it is like a war-torn situation in that, like, here are some kids who are left to fend for themselves. and like they just really like using speed as their like coping thing. I mean, that's like probably a somewhat realistic or a plausible scenario, and it's like very uncomfortable to be confronted with this side of it when the most familiar lens is really more of a like, I guess we're gonna like just kill a lot of the bad guy, whoever that might be. But you know, those Call of Duty games are pretty racist in a lot of ways. Is that really disputed in this day and age? It's conservative, right? It's a very conservative political viewpoint in those Call of Duty games. One thing I heard about this game, oh, this person wants to talk to me, was that the fabled concept in games of like, can we simulate one city block, every detail, instead of trying to simulate a whole country, can we simulate just one city block in exquisite detail? Someone pitched this game as like a realization of that concept, or at least an attempt, or involved with that concept. And I'm not sure about all that, really. I wouldn't say that that's at all what's happening here so far.
The streets will flow red
like,
once more.
If the one city block is also the site of a huge strike that has like huge national implications, you're not really just simulating a city block anymore, You're kind of changing the focus quite a lot, so like, but then I don't know who I'm commenting upon here. I guess just, what is the scope of this game? This game is kind of like a galaxy brain type scope. It's a lot of people commenting on these very global issues like communism and capital and all of that good stuff.
The streets will not flow
And
red
it's not.
with anything.
It's
Who
only
are you?
somewhat interested in local issues, I think, so far.
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth? Blood type? The last time I was tested for Hep C?
Cindy the fucking Skull. Oh, I'm gonna call this person Little Lady.
Go where? Accosting.
Listen to your partner, pigman. Keep your grubby hooves off little old ladies.
A zone. The negotiator for the strike. Again, it's like, is that really... I'm not critiquing the game, I'm a little bit frustrated with the narrowness of like the bandwidth through which we get like video game criticism, like the city block concept is one of the 5 concepts that are famous enough to be applied to practically any product that comes out. Like, if it's not the like, oh, if we're doing the one city block thing, then maybe it's like we're doing the spore thing, the like huge civilization every step thing. I mean, clearly Torment is the main... It's like a formal precedent for this game, but the ideas in this game are really quite... So far, it's very much just 20th century political rhetoric stuff. mean, what are the predecessors that have talked about that? Like, I guess Bioshock. Sure. Probably like Fallout, the old ones. Lacking in havoc is like a pretty neat turn of phrase. The forces of crime and social chaos. That's like, oh man, okay, there's like a Planescape Torment idea. It's also like a weird Broken Windows ghost dance or some shit. Like there was that idea in the 90s that, if someone sees a window that's just broken, then they'll think it's okay to break more windows, and somehow that's going to lead to them being okay with, like, hitting people. And this person is sort of trying to make revolution along those lines, which is, it's kind of a funny take. But it's hard to know how serious Cindy really is about the shit that she says anyway, right? Artists express like all kinds of kind of askew, ostensible political motivations. I like public art. Yeah. Official stamp of approval. Ha! That's pretty funny. Reverse psychology. I don't think that that's how that interaction should go. I think if a cop actually said that to somebody, it would probably end up being more positive. Whatever. I don't know, because I've never been a graffiti artist. I would love to hear about that. What's it like if a cop comes up to you and appreciates your work instead of giving you a hard time? Maybe it's exactly like this. Maybe it depends on where you are. That's like that's a pretty textbook line. I'm not here for you. Yeah, I mean, Kim's being this is where Kim's like kind of an asshole, you know. He's not uniformly a great character. Like, what good is it interacting with this person on the basis of like you should be more polite, like tone policing? He's literally right, like he's a literal tone police. Signal blue naval coat. Maybe I can pawn that at some point. Why do you keep talking to me?
Stop banging on the door. I'm not letting any more strangers inside.
Oh, okay.
It don't matter who I am. Now, go on, get out of there. The police, everyone.
This is the
knows
police. See, I didn't have a choice except to say that. I would have liked to not. I would have been like, okay, thanks. It's cold out here. It's like pretty funny.
No, I already told you. I won't be responsible for check the backyard door. Maybe someone there will.
The backyard door. Oh boy. Okay.
Look, we've had enough problems with bums and drunks
Bums
and
and
thieves
drunks and
loitering in the
thieves.
hallway. We have no business here.
it's true technically that our character is all of those things. But I guess I can convince her that, like, I can use my police authority here. That's, like, funny, right? Ma'am, you need to listen to me. Yeah, there it
I
is.
know my rights, and don't you mom me, boy.
Miss, would it help if we...
Hold your horses.
I guess
I don't
if
care
we
what
are
you
police,
think,
she's
though.
going to let
Just
us in.
come in.
Oh. That's nice. I've invaded this building. Oh. And we've also had a thought about socioeconomics. This character art, it's like, I'm really not an expert in art history. You know, I might describe it as Bosch-like. It looks a bit like those Google Deep Dream images that you can generate using neural networks. 0% of communism has been built. Oh dear. Left-wing dialogue options give +4 XP. Oh. But you have lower visual calculus and lower authority. Oh man. Okay, so these are like actual identity pieces that you have to sort of wear, and the slots are unlockable, so you can have like right now in my life, I'm like the housing guy, I guess. I'm like the climate guy. God knows I have a lot of thoughts about video games. So like those are my 3 slots, and yeah, do I have more? I guess it does take time to like cultivate those other slots. It's like pretty funny. I don't actually know who Kraz Mazov is in this world. There's all this shit I could wear if I want. Oh, I need to get a damn mat. Okay. Why are we going into this building? This is like, I guess, the nature of police work, you know? Show up places, butt in there.
Give me a moment. The cold never does any good for my bronchitis.
Aww. Bronchitis is not good. Yeah, you call a doctor. It's like, yeah, okay, I can choose to be ignorant of the. I'm sure that there's just no healthcare available. It just kind of feels that way, right?
I'm fine.
But let's be nice.
Don't you worry about me.
Oh, red spots.
Now, what you want from me, policeman?
Looking for Martin Martinez. Here I get to be, yeah. Yeah. being a cop, doing cop things, you know, run this lead down. Hallway cleaning women. Oh wow. The coal room door. I see. Yeah, it's hard here in this place. Revachol? I forget. Ooh. This apartment would cost $1,200 in Vancouver monthly. 1,200 about, yeah. We probably have like an intact window though. Probably. Wow. -20. I think that this game is having a sort of climate disaster involving extreme cold. Right. So this was like this architect person dreamed of connecting these two sort of bachelor apartments. That's a dream that I've had in my own life. God. It's too real. It's too real. I like the idea of modular apartment spaces. It's not a very clever or good idea. Like the idea, I don't know, you buy like a little Tetris block shaped space and it can be combined with other spaces. So you can like add or remove roommates, you know? Not very practical, but it's like an elegant programmer type solution to a problem that doesn't really exist, which is what programmers do most of the time. At least it's what I do. I like to make a really nice problem and then just, yeah. I'm just like bothering literally everyone. Why? I don't know. It's probably true. I just have a feeling, cop feeling. Actually, that was a David Lynch feeling, so like maybe something bad's happening in there. The Inland Empire is like the psychic sort of thing. Oh, some postcards. Well, can I? Oh, it's nothing I can do. Oh, there really is a 5-pointed star drawn in that art. That's, oh, and some antlers. It's neat. Sort of witchy, you know? Witchy stuff is pretty cool, I think. Yeah, let's get the chain cutters. But wait, why? Why do I want to break into this? Oh, fuck it. We're just gonna do some looting. Because, hey, we're the police. Okay, so that 3% up to 58. That's pretty good. But will I get it? Oh. But, like... I guess that maybe this could be the person who was murdered. We don't really know. Is that Marx? Oh, okay. It probably is, actually. Not certain if, like, Karl Marx exists as such in this universe. Right, because communard is what they call communists. Like sometimes, I guess maybe communards are like a certain faction, like Bolsheviks or something. Well, let's find out who this person was. Oh, it sounds like Karl Marx. Right, okay, so they call them communists, but I guess there was probably a faction of communists that were known as the communards. Not really sure how that all shook out yet. Perhaps I just haven't been paying attention. Oh. Ooh, a lounge jacket. That's neat. I could replace my cop shit? Yeah, totally. Do I need drama? Not really. I could use some rhetoric. It's all like kind of crappy trade-offs. There's no way for this character to like actually win with his outfit choices. He has to make some pretty rough compromises, you know. That's, oh man, right, you can get some really silly glasses here. Have a little bit less authority, but a little bit more logic. I didn't really spec for logic, that's one thing. But hey, let's do it. Let's make this guy look as silly as we can make him look. Missing pants. Whoa, scary snoring. It's one interesting, you know, you're not really, unlike in Planescape Torment, you're not some legendary, like, god warrior. You're just kind of this, like, old guy. So, a young, strong person can kill you. You can't really just fight everyone. You've lost your gun, so like you don't even have that going for you. You have to try to fake it, you know. balcony. Maybe I can meet that smoking boy. Don't be afraid to say weird things. That's great. I like the advice. This is the kind of advice that we might put on a heart projector placard. Just to encourage people to get the most out of like what's on offer. Cigarette butts everywhere and not a one to smoke. What do you mean? Oh, hey, logic. Alright, your brain's telling you you don't have to kick the door down. He's not fucking here, you jackass. Okay, I like that this clothing makes me a little like smarter. It's like a Homer Simpson idea, you know? He like puts on his smart person suit and all of a sudden he's capable of deducing things. You know, Homer's problem is not really a lack of aptitude. It's just this like transcendental, I don't know, apathy, or like he's really dominated by the electrochemical voice in his brain. I mean, in the later seasons, you know, he just kind of becomes a fool, but. It's that thing where when he wants to be like really great, he kind of can be. He can rise to the occasion. It's just sort of tragic how infrequently he does that. Homer Simpson, this is who I'm talking about. I don't know if that's even clear. Oh, Revachol. Hey, they give you the pronunciation. Oranje. Huh. Great ceiling fan. Let's have a look. See, the authors of this game have watched Twin Peaks. Whoa. The video feed is looking pretty weird right now. Wonder what's going on. Starred antlers. Is this the hammer and sickle? Wow, that's a big mood for you, you know? Okay, I gotta like, hold on just a minute. Let's see if we can figure out what is going on with what appears to me to be choppy video output. Yes. Perhaps I can scale the resolution. Just gonna like rattle off a whole bunch of tech terms now. I wonder if the high resolution of the monitor is causing like some well, okay. I flipped a doodad. That's probably not likely to help, but whatever. That's the nature of working on technology. You try random things until hopefully you sort of stumble sideways into the real thing. So we've had our deep thought about communism now. That's great, you know, it's good to have deep thoughts about communism all the time, especially when you're on, like, international trips with acquaintances. It's not great in real life to do that, though. It's not really great in real life to even, like, go on these, like, plane vacations, you know? Well, we've opened like a little shortcut here. That's nice. I have to get this corpse down. How am I gonna get this corpse down? That's like a pretty important question. I wonder if that key... No. Maybe we can just explore a bit more. It's like I'm here, I'm a cop, you know. Help, I'm a cop, as Frank Zappa would say. Help, I'm a cop! And I gotta get this corpse down from a tree that I guess probably I was supposed to do that 4 days ago, but was on some kind of like deep bender on some kind of drug instead of doing like cop job. So I guess that's praxis. I could get up there probably, that would be like a nice thing to do, but she even wants me to go up there. Magnesium. Alright. Chug a lug. So he's got the nose drops in here. He's got the magnesium. It's just a horrible man. Yeah, I have that feeling a lot.
Good afternoon, officers. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbor. You gentlemen must be from the RCM. Leighton, my maiden name.
Her bony hand dangles
I'm glad to
Yeah,
see
we'll
you
do the
here. I was
handshake.
dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter,
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate...
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery.
I wonder if
In the
Kim is
meanwhile,
like
you have my full
Dakon
cooperation
from
and the full
Planescape.
cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
If there's gonna be some hidden history between us. I mean, there probably is. It's usually like a trope in the Planescape-like game. Which this is like, we talked about this in the last episode, I guess. But this game is in the tradition of this other video game from the 90s. The late 90s. I believe it was 99, called Planescape: Torment. Yeah. Where you're this guy who wakes up every time you die, or like sometimes when you like super die. If you die regular, it's okay, you just get right back up. Like you can impress your friends by like breaking your own neck, and then you fall to the ground dead. But then in a minute you just wake back up. That's Planescape Torment most of the time. But then if you have like a special death, if you double die basically, then you lose all your memories, and you wake up in the mortuary with amnesia, and then you're encountering like things that past versions of you did, because you get like a random new personality every time you wake up, or like a different facet probably of what your character was in life. Back when he convinced this witch to separate him from his mortality. And so he like became a god, but really he lost the ability to die. In this game, it's just you had a big old drug-induced psychosis or something of that nature, but it's a similar thing. You wake up and like there's this other force that's present, like us, the player, and we're sort of free to like indulge his cigarette addiction or not. For example, we can try to make him a better person, I guess. Oh no, is this like an on a boat joke? Oh, okay. We're on an archipelago. That's a good point, Joyce Mercier. But right, my character doesn't necessarily know that. He doesn't necessarily know anything. This guy loves his car. Ooh. A 19 pacer. I don't really know what that means. We gotta name this boat, Joyce. How about, ooh, sleek fish? Oh, don't say ex-wife, dude. Dolores? Okay. Ha! Damn it. It's the eel's hips. That's the name of the boat. Shit. Can I... No, I can't. Want to name it the eel's hips. Porcelain. I wonder if the teeth are porcelain in color, or if they're actually made of porcelain. Insulindic regattas. guess I'm gonna hassle this person because she's like hassling the union. But I don't wanna, I gotta listen to my friend Kim. We can't demand people's papers, that's weak. It's a pretty funny interaction. I like that he just like subtly corrects me. It's like teaching me how to cop. I can just like not even look at it. It seems to be in order. Maybe I can play Papers, Please here for a minute. The year 3, whoa. Ooh, a bad memory. Vespertine is like a nice name. The name of an album or something. Logistics. Logistics is a boring subject. Oil and offshore platforms, man, fuck this shit. I like that I can just involve her in my life. See, I like to reject. I love that this game, despite casting me as, unfortunately, a cop, and I don't want to be a cop in this game, but, like, I have the opportunity to just reject it by interacting with her, like the way that I might interact with one of my real-world acquaintances, by just, like, oversharing about my personal situation when I'm supposed to be acting in some kind of official capacity. I like to think that it humanizes me, but I don't know. So it's like a fucking shipping and fuel company or whatever. Yeah, it's a big old corporation. Centuries of madness have gone into this endeavor. Yeah, okay, I guess that part I agree with. Yeah, I'll do a communism here. So this was like a company town. Tell me the trade secrets. An octopus, I will slay it. Yes, she is derailing me. Exactly. I can't. Can I really say this? My race mentor, Jean-Luc. It's... Is that being a clown, or is that just being a fucking race supremacist? Okay, but I get to see how she responds, though. So that's like the thing about it. No, this guy doesn't get any fucking credit in society. Fuck that guy. Last episode we met, like, yeah, this extremely, like, skull measuring dude who happens to be, like, the leader of the union, I think. Overtime pay and a medical plan? Outrageous. Huh. She put him there. That's not cool. Everett is the hero of the workers' movement. Let's just get her opinion. I don't want to, like, come in here with my declarations. Okay, so we're not dealing with, like, the original. We're, like, into the, maybe the first time this strike happened it was a tragedy, and now it's more of a farce or something like that. They're just straight up, like, what an amazing thing for someone to actually... How often does that ever happen to you in real life? That somebody with power... I guess if you're on a date or something, then maybe someone might ask you this. What would you say about the union? And it just invite you to insert your whole opinion. But in the halls of political power, like, I don't know. That would be pretty breathtaking if someone actually gave a shit about my take on the debardeurs union. None of these, but like, and none of these, of course, represent a very good thought to have. So I'm just gonna do this. Gonna be all Marxist. The good labor man. Yeah, whatever. Let's just. Oh, both sides are wrong. I guess that's how I interpret the wink, but... Oh, I don't want to know. Okay, yeah. Every worker a member of the board. Ooh, a worker-owned cooperative? Seems like they have no idea about business. Yes, business. Business, 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 numbers, numbers, numbers. This is working. Demand democracy. Oh, Not hard communist enough for me. Direct democracy, whoa. The workers can't be kings, the king is king. That's a really, like, something that a Lannister would say, I don't know. Or, like, that's like a really silly, that's like a Cersei Lannister line. The workers can't be kings, the king is king. And she does, like, the stare, but it doesn't really mean anything, right? Yeah, it's pretty funny. They want to, like, control a 72,000 person corporation. But hey, it's bold. Ooh, she's got some propaganda about this dead person that we still can't get down from the tree without throwing up. Oh, I know that person. Huh. Alright, yeah, give me your propaganda about the lynching. Oh, I leveled up. That's nice. I like the very succinct. Yeah, after a night of heavy drinking, I lost all memory of my life and the world. It's kind of like a very modern comedy line, like you'd hear it on The Good Place, like Chidi might say it or something. His technique may be unconventional, but he's still a cop. It's like very clear that that authority doesn't make very much sense. Oh, I see, right. She has correctly noticed that if she doesn't have to give us the information, she can get out of it. Let's give it a try. Yeah, that's what this guy's supposed to be good at, is like... Oh, great, a side quest. I guess more of a main quest. I gotta talk with my partner now. I thought it was going well. We did play straight into her hands, though. This guy's totally right. My bad, just 8 by 6 centimeters. Thank you, Mr. Spock. I'm not gonna apologize. I'm just doing some favors for the community.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
drug smuggling. Oh, okay, so they're just profiting from some drug transportation? Well then, what if we find them guilty of participating in drug transportation? I guess we probably can't do anything about it, because they're just some big fucking corporation. Am I gonna need bolt cutters for this? So excited about the prospect of using bolt cutters. It's pretty cute, right? I have noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam. This is always like, why didn't you come earlier? Why didn't you tell me earlier? I guess it's like a classic police thing, and it's such a dipshit tactic. I just hate it, right? Like, there's a million great reasons to, like, not tell people about bad things. And this assertion that, like, in order to be an upstanding citizen or whatever, you have to, like, immediately, go and talk to the huge cop man about whatever happened. But the game invites me to just foist this on people over and over again, you know? It's like everyone's kind of obligated to come up with a reason for me why they didn't immediately involve me, which is like, what a bizarre power to have, right? Like, imagine, you hear about a party happening at your friend's house, but it's like tonight and no one told you or something, and you're getting half invited. Imagine being like, when did you find out about this party? What did you know, and when did you know it? It's like, what? It's like rude. The information comes to you at the time it comes to you for reasons, It shouldn't be acceptable as a detective to just, like, immediately demand to know why they didn't, like... Why was I not consulted? That's like some weird abuser stuff, An opportunity. That's like doing some evil business shit, I guess. Okay, whatever. You know what? I am going out. Thank you for joining me here today. Thank you for joining me here today. It's been a pleasure. Maybe I'll go down to the beach and enjoy a donut while I watch the gray waves threatening perpetually to engulf us on the moment, of course, when history resumes. When the power of the sprawl gods finally comes tumbling down. But until that time, we might have more of this game Elysium, Disco Elysium, which I'm very impressed with, It does, I think, capture much of the spirit of Planescape Torment. It so far it's proven to be a pretty able execution of that form. It's great, I like that there's no fighting in it. I really stumbled over the one that they made. Like, more of the actual Torment people. What was it called? Tides of Numenera, right? Because the fighting is, like, tedious. And in this game, it's completely gone, and that's just perfect. This like, oh, you don't. Sorry, I don't think you make that hand gesture anymore. Whatever. Maybe you didn't even see it. This one, I don't think you're supposed to make that one anymore because they ruined it. But it was a really great like. It was a really great concept, Planescape Torment, and Numenera was sort of lost steam for me, having to beat on things all the time, and this one is exactly what I want out of video games, frankly. Some talking, some learning, some confronting hard truths about your characters, having some like allies that give you good banter, and just get rid of the part where like I have to like be upgrading my firearm or whatever. It's outmoded, frankly. Anyway, goodbye, my friend. I'll see you again soon.